Welcome to Prosperize, your destination for growth and success. We're here to empower you to achieve your goals and reach your fullest potential. So join us on this journey towards prosperity, and let's make your dreams a reality.
Trending is better than anybody in the world. I've been trending my whole life. From the day I was born, I've been trending.
I like the good publicity and I like the bad publicity. It all plays.
How Donald Trump became so popular. In this video, we're diving deep into the incredible journey of Donald Trump, exploring how he rose from a real estate mogul to a two-term president of the United States. From his early life and business ventures to his role as a reality TV star, best-selling author, and political phenomenon, we'll uncover the key factors that made him most talked about figures in modern history. Let's begin.
Rich, ruthless, and famous, known for the buildings he's built and the wives he's divorced.
1. Early life and foundations. Donald John Trump was born on June 14, 1946, in Queens, New York City. He was the fourth of 5 children in the Trump family.
You can't understand Donald without looking at his childhood.
His father, Fred Trump, was a successful real estate developer whose work in constructing affordable housing in New York City laid the foundation for Donald's eventual entry into the real estate business.
His father was, he was a demanding guy, and he did very much push Donald, and Donald in some ways was the chosen son.
From a young age, Donald was known for his competitive nature and ambition, traits that were fostered during his time at the New York Military Academy, where he excelled both academically and in sports.
Once he came under the control of the staff at the school, he wanted to excel. He had to be first at everything, even if it was just to get first in line at the cafeteria.
Trump went on to attend Fordham University before transferring to the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania, where he graduated in 1968 with a degree in economics. His time at Wharton exposed him to advanced business concepts, further fueling his desire to create a name for himself in the business world.
That Fred Trump taught his son Donald began with, "You must be a winner." So this is a person who plays hard and wants to win, and if that means setting the rules himself, he'll set the rules himself.
2. The Art of the Deal and Business Success.
I said it the other night. My second favorite book of all time. What's my first favorite book? The Bible. The Bible.
In 1987, Donald Trump published his first book, The Art of the Deal, which became a bestseller and significantly bolstered his public image. The book, part autobiography and part business advice, showcased Trump's confidence, negotiation skills, and entrepreneurial spirit.
You have to be a killer in business?
I think you have to be smart in business. I don't think you have to be a killer. I think you have to be smart.
Does that mean eyes in the back of your head, always looking to see who's going to get you, who's trying to pull one off, a fast one on you?
Well, one of the things I say in the book, and I say very strongly, is you have to be paranoid. And the book is selling so well, and I guess people believe this, but there is a certain advantage to having a certain degree of paranoia. You watch, you can be a little bit careful, you watch what's happening behind your back, and I think that's probably very true in business.
It painted him as a master dealmaker and became a cornerstone of his brand, reinforcing his image as a savvy and successful businessman.
Oh, look, The Art of the Deal. Come here, give me that book. I love that book. You know, I said the other day, and it sort of played pretty well, that is my second, help her over here. Help her over here. That is my, give me that book. Give me that. There's always The Art of the Deal, and that's the real one. That's the original. That's when they use real paper, right? You know, I said the other day, because so many people, they carry around The Art of the Deal because they're begging their politicians, please, please, read The Art of the Deal when you negotiate with China and with Japan and with Mexico and with Vietnam and with Saudi Arabia and with everybody.
During the 1970s and 1980s, Trump expanded his real estate ventures, taking on high-profile projects in Manhattan. One of his earliest successes was the transformation of the Commodore Hotel into the Grand Hyatt in 1980.
Started off making little deals in Brooklyn and Queens with my father, and they seemed to work out. About 5 years ago, New York was not considered very hot, and cities in general weren't considered too hot. And we purchased the old Commodore Hotel, and we've reconverted that now into about $110 million Grand Hyatt Hotel, which is opening up next week in New York City. And we've made some other purchases.
His boldness and flair for branding became key elements of his strategy, as exemplified by Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue, which opened in 1983 and became a symbol of luxury and opulence.
The reason my real estate is successful is they know if I put the name Trump on it, it's going to be the best.
Over the years, Trump diversified his portfolio, investing in casinos in Atlantic City, golf courses, and international properties. Despite financial setbacks, including multiple bankruptcies in his casino businesses, Trump maintained a resilient public persona as a triumphant entrepreneur.
From bankruptcy, but a lot of people were giving me a hard time, and I think overall, Charlie, it was an experience that I don't think I want to go through it again. I have to tell you this. I mean, you know what it's like. You're really in a position where I think that if you had to do it again, I'm not sure you could. I went through a period of 2 years that was truly tough. Everything I touched turned to gold, and then one day, the pedestal was knocked out from under me.
I fought back, and I won. Now my company's bigger than it ever was. It's stronger than it ever was.
3. Reality TV and media dominance. In 2004, Trump ventured into reality TV with The Apprentice, a business competition show that aired on NBC. The show was an instant hit, with millions tuning in each week to watch aspiring entrepreneurs compete for a chance to work with Trump. His catchphrase, "You're fired," became iconic.
I'm not a guy who's going to run around blaming people. So I'm going to take responsibility for that. So if you want to fire me, go right ahead.
All right, Gene,
but I think
you're fired. Hey, Michael, let me ask you a question. Sure, he's knocking the hell out of Stephanie. He's telling me how bad Stephanie is, and you're interrupting him with nonsense over nothing. Why don't you let him knock Stephanie? He's not knocking you for a change. I mean, how stupid can you be?
Mr. Trump,
Now, let me ask you this. Sure. He's knocking Stephanie, and you want him to stop knocking Stephanie. I'm starting to think that maybe you should be fired. What do you think about that?
Mr. Trump,
why wouldn't you let him go? Let me ask you this, Michael. He's killing her. He's going after her. She should be fired, according to him. And you're trying to stop him from talking.
Because, Mr. Trump,
Hey, look, you claim to be like me. The difference is I work hard. You've been lazy. You've been nothing but trouble. And now you cut them off as they're fighting each other for who should be fired. Michael,
yes,
Michael.
Yes, sir.
You're fired.
And the show further cemented his reputation as a no-nonsense, successful leader. Trump's role on The Apprentice extended his reach beyond business circles to mainstream entertainment. It portrayed him as decisive, authoritative, and charismatic, traits that would later become central to his political persona. His media savvy allowed him to stay in the public eye, ensuring constant visibility and reinforcing him as a larger-than-life figure.
I'm the president of the United States. Don't ever talk to the president that way. Go ahead, take the. Well, I'll give you voters. I will give you voter suppression. You just have to sit down, please. Sit down. I didn't call you. I didn't call you. I didn't call you. Okay, question? Yeah, go ahead. Sure. She's shocked that I picked her.
No.
She's like in a state of shock.
4. Controversies and public perception.
Now, do you accept that President Obama was born in the United States, is not Muslim?
I really don't know. I mean,
You don't know?
I don't know. I don't know why he wouldn't release his records. But, you know, honestly, I don't want to get into it. He came up with this thing all of a sudden miraculously. Remember this one thing. I'm only going to get one thing, because I'm about jobs, the economy, and I'm about the military and taking care of our vets.
But you still don't know.
Throughout his career, Trump has been no stranger to controversy. His business practices, personal life, and public statements have often drawn criticism. From lawsuits alleging racial discrimination in his real estate ventures to his highly publicized divorces, Trump's life has been a source of tabloid fodder. Yet, these controversies often seem to enhance his mystique rather than diminish his popularity.
Give us a question. Mr. President-elect.
Go ahead.
Mr. President-elect, since you are attacking our news organization, can you give us a chance?
Your organization
You are
is
attacking
terrible.
our news organization.
Your organization
Can you give us a
is
chance
terrible.
to ask a question, sir?
Go ahead.
Sir, can you state,
Quiet.
Mr. President-elect,
Go ahead.
can you state
She's asking
categorically,
a question.
Mr.
Don't be rude.
President-elect, can you give us a question?
Don't be
You're
rude.
attacking us. Can you give us a question?
Don't be rude.
Can you
No, I'm
give
not
us a
going to give you a
question?
question. I'm not going to give you a question.
Can you state categorically?
You are fake news.
Sir,
go ahead.
Can you state categorically?
Trump's unfiltered communication style, while divisive, endeared him to many who viewed him as authentic and unafraid to speak his mind. His willingness to challenge political correctness and take bold stances on contentious issues resonated with a significant segment of the population, further solidifying his appeal.
Look, you know you're a fake. You know that your whole network, the way you cover it, is fake. And most of you, and not all of you, but the people are wise to you. That's why you have a lower approval rating than you've ever had before.
5. The 2016 presidential campaign. Trump's formal entry into politics came on June 16, 2015, when he announced his candidacy for the Republican nomination.
We need somebody. We need somebody that literally will take this country and make it great again. We can do that. And I will tell you, I love my life. I have a wonderful family. They're saying, Dad, you're going to do something that's going to be so tough. You know, all of my life I've heard that a truly successful person, a really, really successful person, and even modestly successful, cannot run for public office. Just can't happen. And yet that's the kind of mindset that you need to make this country great again. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
His campaign slogan, "Make America Great Again," struck a chord with many Americans who felt disillusioned by the political establishment. Trump's campaign focused on issues such as immigration, trade policies favoring American workers, and a promise to drain the swamp. His unconventional campaign style included frequent use of social media to communicate directly with voters. Trump's rallies drew massive crowds, and his rhetoric energized a significant portion of the electorate. His ability to dominate news cycles, whether through controversy or strategic messaging, kept him in the public eye.
A lot of times, that's all of his donors and special interests out there. So, that's what it is. That's what, and by the way, let me just tell you, we needed tickets. You can't get them. You know who has the tickets for the, I'm talking about to the television audience? Donors, special interest, the people that are putting up the money. So it is. The RNC told us we have all donors in the audience, and the reason they're not loving me, the reason they're not loving me is I don't want their money. I'm going to do the right thing for the American public. I don't want their money. I don't need their money. And I'm the only one up here that can say that.
Despite facing criticism, Trump secured the Republican nomination. In the general election, he faced Hillary Clinton. The campaign was highly contentious, with debates over emails, character, and policy dominating headlines.
Someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
And even tonight, with all of the heated back and forth between my opponent and me at the debate last night, we have proven that we can actually be civil to each other. In fact, just before taking the dais, Hillary accidentally bumped into me, and she very civilly said, "Pardon me."
On November 8, 2016, Trump won the presidency, securing 304 Electoral College votes, despite losing the popular vote by nearly 3 million votes.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business. Complicated. Thank you very much. I've just received a call from Secretary Clinton. She congratulated us, it's about us, on our victory. And I congratulated her and her family on a very, very hard-fought campaign. I mean, she fought very hard. Hillary has worked very long and very hard over a long period of time, and we owe her a major debt of gratitude for her service to our country. I mean that very sincerely. Now it's time for America to bind the wounds of division. We have to get together. To all Republicans and Democrats and independents across this nation, I say it is time for us to come together as one united people.
6. The Trump presidency, 2017-2021. Trump's presidency was marked by significant policy achievements and polarizing controversies. Domestically, his administration passed a major tax reform bill in 2017, which lowered corporate tax rates and aimed to stimulate economic growth.
In Indiana, to announce our framework to deliver historic tax relief to the American people. This is a once-in-a-generation opportunity, and I guess it's probably something I could say that I'm very good at. I've been waiting for this for a long time. We're going to cut taxes for the middle class, make the tax code simpler and more fair for everyday Americans, and we are going to bring back the jobs and wealth that have left our country, and most people thought left our country for good. We want tax reform that is pro-growth, pro-jobs, pro-worker, pro-family, and yes, tax reform that is pro-America.
He also prioritized deregulation to benefit businesses. On the international stage, his America First policy reshaped U.S. foreign relations. He renegotiated trade deals, imposed tariffs on China, and brokered the Abraham Accords, normalizing relations between Israel and Arab nations. Despite 2 impeachment trials, one in 2019 over Ukraine and another in 2021 following the January 6th Capitol riot, Trump maintained strong support among his base. 7. Post-presidency and 2024 comeback. After losing the 2020 election to Joe Biden, Trump refused to concede, alleging widespread voter fraud. These claims were widely disputed, but solidified his influence within the Republican Party. Trump remained active in politics, holding rallies and endorsing candidates who supported his agenda. In 2024, Trump launched a comeback campaign, focusing on restoring American greatness. His platform emphasized issues like border security, economic revitalization, and opposition to woke culture.
107% of those jobs are taken by illegal aliens. And you know who's being hurt the most by millions of people pouring into our country? The black population and the Hispanic population. At Joe Biden's impotent and pathetic performance and decided to invade Ukraine. He would have never done it while I was president. Wouldn't have happened. China is now threatening Taiwan. Iran is on the cusp of a nuclear bomb, and American allies around the globe are doubting American strength and cozying up to the Chinese Communist Party. It's impossible to overstate the scale of the military, diplomatic, and geopolitical disaster created by Joe Biden's Afghanistan catastrophe. History will be very harsh on Crooked Joe for a lot of reasons, but this is one of them. This is Russia, this is China, this is the same game. All comes out of the DOJ, it all comes out of Biden. It's a witch hunt against his political opponent. We have to get energy down, and we have to get common sense, and we have to get taxes lower.
Capitalizing on his enduring popularity among conservatives and lessons learned from his first term, Trump won the Republican nomination and ultimately the presidency, becoming the first former president to return to the White House since Grover Cleveland.
We're going to make our country better than it ever has been. And I said that many people have told me that God spared my life for a reason. And that reason was to save our country and to restore America to greatness.
8. Factors behind Trump's popularity. Trump's rise to prominence and sustained popularity can be attributed to several key factors. Outsider status. Trump's position as a political outsider appealed to voters tired of traditional politicians. Charismatic branding. His mastery of branding, honed over decades in business and entertainment, created a strong personal identity. Populist messaging. Trump's focus on issues like immigration, trade, and cultural identity resonated deeply with his base. Media savvy. Trump's ability to dominate media coverage, whether positive or negative, ensured constant visibility. Resilience. Despite controversies and criticisms, Trump's ability to rally his supporters and remain a central figure in American politics has been unparalleled.
If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel so you can stay up to date with our latest content.